Hello! Retro Pickups for the week! Thank you for joining me for Retro Pickups this week. It's a very light week this week. I've been busy at work, haven't had much time or money because I made a big purchase, to visit the Goodwill and pick up a lot of stuff, and I haven't made too many eBay purchases. Just this week has been a light week, but I do have a few things to show off. I'll start off with, this is actually an old pickup that I forgot to show in an earlier episode, but got this at the Goodwill a few months ago actually, and this is an old Gravis Gamepad for the PC. It's a DOS compatible gamepad, and what's cool about this is Gravis was a big name in PC accessories back in the 90s, and I don't think they exist anymore, and if they do exist, they're not making anything. But to find a complete in-box gamepad from Gravis, and it even has this little joystick thingy, it's a pretty cool pickup. The unfortunate thing about DOS compatible gamepads is that they only support 4 buttons and the D-pad, so you're really limited on what you can play with these DOS gamepads. So anyway, there's that. I don't know if I want to open this. I've never actually opened this, because I think, I'm not sure if this has ever been used. It looks brand new. I mean, it's still, the cord is still wrapped up. Manual's in there. You had the same one? Yeah, I never had this one as a kid, but I knew the name Gravis. There was a game called there was a gamepad called the Gravis Exterminator that I always really wanted as a kid. It was one of the first PC gamepads to have an analog thumbstick. Okay, next, these are also from the Goodwill. I picked up a couple of magazines. These are not, one of them's kind of retro, I guess. The other one is not retro, not really. It's kind of modern, but I really liked the cover of this Game Informer magazine. It's a Skyward Sword. But what kind of makes this retro is they have a history of Zelda in the magazine. They have like a whole special feature. Let me try and find it here, and I will show it to you. Here it is, with gold pages, and they go through the whole history of Zelda, all the artwork, starting with the very first one. So it's a really good feature, and I really like it. They got come on, camera. They got screenshots from the old games. So it's kind of retro, right? Yeah, they got, even the Game Boy games are covered. So a really good feature on Zelda in this edition of Game Informer from, shoot, I don't know. When did Skyward Sword come out? Like 2008? I don't know. The other magazine I picked up is this official strategy guide for Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, which for some reason also comes with a guide for Ocarina of Time in the very back, like a really brief guide for Ocarina of Time in the back. My guess is because if you pre-ordered the Wind Waker, your pre-order bonus was a GameCube copy of Ocarina of Time, so that may be why they included the strategy guide. But yeah, a full strategy guide for the Wind Waker. Okay, now here's an actual real retro pickup, and this is fairly recent. I grabbed this off eBay, and I have a small story to tell that's related to this, but here we go. Sewer Shark for the Sega CD. And why do I have a Sega CD game? Came with the manual. $10 for the manual. And the disc is in very good condition. Game and manual, $10. The case I made myself. I just printed out the artwork, put it in a DVD case. If you go to the Cover Project online, you can find these already made covers that you can print out and just put in your DVD case. So the reason I have a Sega CD game is because I bought a Sega CD, but I bought a broken Sega CD, and I knew it was broken. It was listed as broken for parts/repair, and I thought I could repair it. And I still think I can, but it's a weird issue. The Sega CD will read audio discs. It'll play the music from an audio disc in the built-in CD player on the Sega CD. But if you put a game in it, it can't read the game. And it could be a bad laser. I do have a laser. I bought a laser on eBay. It's coming in the mail. Should be here next week. I'll change out the laser. But that seems like the least probable issue because it has no problem reading audio discs. And it's the same. You know, a CD is a CD as far as I know. So the other possible issue with the Sega CD is there are some CD cache chips on the motherboard that could go bad potentially. And it may be that I need to desolder these cache chips, get some new cache chips, and solder new cache chips to the motherboard of the Sega CD. It's not something I've ever done before. I've done some soldering. You know, I've got a little bit of experience soldering mod chips into my PlayStation. I soldered a mod chip onto my Wii back in the day. You know, I do minor repairs. I put a new battery in my Dreamcast that had some soldering. So I've done some soldering, but I've never soldered a microchip onto anything. I suppose a mod chip is kind of like that, but with a mod chip you're soldering wires, you know, from the chip to the motherboard somewhere. In this case I'd be soldering the actual chip to the motherboard. So yeah, we'll see how that goes and if that even is the issue. So that's kind of it for retro pickups, but I'm going to show one last thing, and it's barely retro. I'm kind of shoehorning the retro into it, but here it is. I got the Steam Deck, the Valve Steam Deck. I was able to pre-order one of these back in March, and finally got one just a couple of days ago. And the way I can justify this as a retro pickup is because I'm playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Let me turn the brightness down. It should show up a little bit better on the screen. Let's see. Where is that brightness setting at? There you are. And there we go. Sonic and Knuckles. Sonic 3 and Knuckles on the Steam Deck. It plays great. So I plan to, I guess the Steam Deck is a very capable machine and it has no problem emulating most systems up to and including the PlayStation 2 and GameCube, even the Xbox, even some PS3 and Xbox 360 are somewhat playable on the Steam Deck. So I may be doing some retro I'll be doing some retro gaming on the Steam Deck, although that probably will not be part of my stream. It'll just be for funsies on my own. But kind of puts me in an awkward position because while I would love to play retro games on the Steam Deck, I feel like I should play them on real hardware since I have the real hardware and I could stream it that way. I could stream from the Stream Deck, I guess, or Steam Deck. But do I go for authenticity or do I go for convenience? Probably authenticity. I'll probably lean towards that still. But Steam Deck is awfully fun. Anyway, I guess that's going to end my retro pickup segment. That was a very short segment. And I have no gameplay to show. I've got nothing to show. Depends on the game, I guess. Yeah, it kind of depends. Like the quick arcade games, like pick up and play for a few minute arcade games and racing games. Probably just play those on the Steam Deck.